Greetings, fellow sailors and merchants. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Northgard. Episode 5, Setting Up a Trade Hub to Support Our Quest. This estuary is a critical choke point for trade. We must establish a trade network that will allow us to provide supplies for future expeditions. So, force them to surrender is a bonus. Trade with all neutral factions at the same time for a month. And then have mercenaries and sailors active at one time is the bonuses. So this one is not like a combat mission, it is a trade mission where we are trying to build up a strong economy. What Bannerman to use? Left or right? So option number 1 is left, and left would be Halvard, which is again the sheep's fold, the production bonus through feasts, a fame bonus for shepherd, which is free sheep, and then teamwork, which is a free feast per year. And then Brown starts off with more resources, gets these skalds instead of a brewery. Skalds produce fame. Fame bonuses is supplies from Homeland, inspirational tales for unit productivity, and Valorous Leader, which is the war chief gains the ability to increase 50% to his defense and 40% to his health. And I know that the poles, they're just buggered and hiding. So weird. Normally they, well, okay. There isn't not a normally. They're really not working. Alright, so if you want Halvard, vote 1. If you want Braun, vote 2. Basically, goat or stag. Okay. Oh, wow, it's just about even. I think we're going to do Halvard by a single vote. Oops.
Hagen had eluded us, so Egil left to track him down himself. He was to send for me upon finding him. In the meantime, Brann and Halvar insisted we establish a far-reaching supply network for all our future expeditions throughout Northgard. This would be a war of another kind entirely, one to be fought with gold rather than steel. I just had to focus on the task at hand, waiting to hear from Egil.
All right. Here we are, certainly an excellent spot to establish a commercial choke point. Let us roll up our sleeves. To be honest, I would rather not spill blood, 'tis bad for business. Good day, my lords. I see we have come to the same conclusion. This region should be the commercial nerve center for the victors. Greetings, you must be Liv of the Raven Clan, lieutenant to that scum Hagen. I would rather be your ally than your enemy, but Norns seem to disagree. Do not expect mercy from me, Raven. Soon enough, all goods entering Northgard will have to go through us. Indeed, there is only room for one trade tycoon, but I'm afraid I cannot let you put a spoke in my wheel. Still, I wish you good luck. Refreshing to see that battles can be fought without childless chest thumping. We too bid you good fortune. We better get started. The key to victory is to build a long ship dock and a lighthouse, then make use of the great trade routes. All right. Scout camp. So, a long ship dock and a lighthouse will allow us to do trade routes, which require a lot of crowns. So we're going to need to focus on making a lot of money for these trade routes. So it's very economically based, unlike previous runs, meaning that I don't really need a big military. That's not going to be important at all. So getting the neighboring zone scouted, let's also start to build a house. And we're going to want to secure food and wood, ideally in the most efficient setup as possible, because efficiency is everything when you're trying to build a big economy. So we've got a deer zone, a hunting zone, and a farming zone. The farming zone is going to be easier to clear out with because it has one fewer enemy, but this has more like economic bonus. So far, no woods, but it looks like it's a wooded zone over there. So we'll go east. And there's another wooded zone. Perfect. All right, farm. Go build it. We'll get a farm and a sheepfold and all that jazz. Thanks for the key. Well, you know, it didn't actually directly come from me. It is a sponsor stream after all. I can't take credit for that. But I'm glad that people are winning. Makes me happy. Alright, we need a little bit more food to colonize here. So that's the goal. Colonize here and put tree cutting in a wooded zone. Okay, we've got a draugr spawner. And a whole bunch of sheep, too. 3 so far. Okay, a bear with some stone. Nice. Woodcutter log going in. Before we go to 0. Once we have the woodcutter lodge, I'm going to save up for the sheepfold and a grain silo for this. And probably go Sharp Axe's economy route, just like last time. But we are, however, going to want to get shipbuilding, actually. So I'm going to rush shipbuilding, now that I think about it, because that's like the goal of this whole run, is to get the lighthouse for shipbuilding. So let's not ignore that. Alright, we got 2 woodcutters working in an efficient zone. Good. Once we have got 80 spare wood, we'll go ahead and get the sheepfold. The bonus for efficient mining is efficient mining. You mine faster. Our resources pouring in. And we found kobolds. Do we befriend them? Reminder that there was a bonus objective of trading with all neutral factions. So that bonus objective is not accomplishable if I do not befriend the kobolds, but 1 is yes, 2 is no. And just, yes, the poll is up, even though you can't see it. So once we have the sheepfold, I'll go for the grain silo, and then maybe a healer hut to heal our hero. Maybe even the healer hut first, out of, because, you know, if I get attacked by wolves or draugr, I would want him healed. And it looks like, yeah, we are going to befriend the kobolds. Got it. So I'll be establishing trade centers to trade with the neutral factions once I have a little bit more resources. There we go. Sheep are in, making coin. And there's more of the kobold territory. Alright, healer hut. Let's do it. I'm gonna put the healer hut in the woods. I'm under attack. Yeah, this is what I feared. If you have too many wounded, it's bad for your happiness, so making sure you have a healer's hut early so that everyone's like nice and topped up. Plus, wounded citizens have reduced production, which doesn't really matter for a soldier, because like their production is not production, it's combat. But trying to get our people healed is going to be important. One healer, 2 healers, done. Alright, where's the other scout? Because one got wounded. Okay, instead of continuing to scout, I'm going to have them reset and become a villager, because if they continue to be a scout, they're likely to die, and we can avoid that. Alright, the last building that I want in the woods is just a house. Because we are at pop max now. And here we go, lore. So, let's get mining efficiency, so we can get shipbuilding, because, you know, we need to start to build ships for trade routes. He's fully healed, so let's start clearing out the wolves to try to claim this zone, which is hunting, mining, lore mastery. It's got a little bit of everything. It's a really nice zone. Colonize. And with that colonized, we'll immediately put a hunter's lodge in once I have the resources, and then a fold and a silo. So we have food and folds on either side of our home base. And I'm going to organize a feast to help with productivity, morale, etc. Because we're heading into the winter. Alright, so this scout will need to be recalled. Copy that. And I'll hire one of my villagers to be a new scout. Just cycling through them so they don't perish. Now another thing I want to do is to have a lore master in this new zone as well. So we can start to unlock more of the lore tree. Okay. Scout, reset. And I've noticed, of course, this has minerals as well. So we'll grab that too. Looking good. Our halberd's fully healed. I don't want him to solo a bear or draugrs. I could clear out these wolves, I guess. That's something to do. But I'm going to need a bit of a military, although this isn't a military map. A bit of a military just to be able to manage some of the threats immediately around us, like the Valkyrie and the draugrs and the bears. All right, with the mine, we'll be able to upgrade our town hall and then the other buildings that we want subsequently. Wow, that fight's pretty close. And that's because I'm fighting in the winter. Stupidly. With reduced combat power. I mean, we still won, but, like, I should probably have not done that. Let's go ahead and colonize this zone. It's not a... I mean, it has wood, but it's mostly for the ruins. And also, I can put my trade buildings up there, and because it has a rocky coast, it's not going to be, like, raidable as easily. Shipbuilding! So you become a scout. And go scout that ruin. So now we want to save up for a longship dock. Plop the longship dock here. And we can only do one great trade. Full stop. So there's not advantage to have two longship docks. And we're going to need a longship dock paired with a lighthouse. In order to get the great trade routes running. And they're also going to require a lot of gold. Basically, we're exporting gold as part of the trade route or to run the trade route. It will make a lot more sense once I have it built. Here we go. Survive the year. Nice. So that means we're going to want to get trade posts up and running and then export goods, probably like wood, for our trade partners. I'm also going to organize a little feast. There's a lot of metal in this zone, 58 metal. There's, of course, 3 Valkyries guarding it, so it's not going to be easy. Pretty valuable. So here we go. Longship dock is in and getting built. And then we need to save up for the lighthouse itself. But I suspect there's going to be a bit of a windfall from this zone's ruin to be able to help afford that. Well, with winter behind us, we have some stone in store. We could try to upgrade as many buildings as possible. Good thinking, upgrading is more than just a luxury. It is key to our victory. It will allow us to attract more workers and make our activities more efficient. We probably won't be able to upgrade all our structures, though we should be carefully determine which are the most important. And also mine iron for tools. There's the ruins. And we have enough lore that we can get sharp axes. Because if we're going to be exporting wood to the kobolds, we're going to want axes for that. So now that this dock is built, we can build the lighthouse attached to it. Upgrading the longship dock to be able to do great trade. And I'm going to start great trading to home, which cost me 5 gold, but obviously the bigger the trades, the more they're worth. And now we have this goal over here. The Raven Clan has a 86 trade so far. We have 2. So we have a little bit of catch up to do, but not so much catch up that I'm like concerned or anything. All right, that scout will need to be recalled. So the next most important thing to do probably is to get a trade post so that we can start to make our gold back, because right now we're in a big old trade negative, which is going to be a problem if I don't resolve it. And we'll put a trade post in this new zone that we just claimed. Let's feast again. And then I'm going to load some raiders up in the raiding dock and have them raid for lore and coin. So I can also gain coin through the longship dock as well. So now our coin's in the positive. And once I'm in the positive, like roughly 20, I can afford to do the bigger trade run to Miklegard. And then if we are in the positive 40, we can go to Vinland. That would be the most valuable by far. Alright, once I've got 100 wood stored, I'll also, so trade route with the kobolds, done. Once I got 100 wood stored, I will also upgrade my town hall so that I can start to do like the upgrade loops and upgrade buildings. Can't find more houses. I don't have a zone where I would want to build one. Could build one up here, I guess. Alright, lore again. So let's go with, I don't have a lot of iron, so let's go with spare tools so I can do improvements using coin. I think that's bang for a buck. And we also just hit shepherd bonus. So I gained 2 free sheep. And as soon as I have wood for a sheepfold, we can do that as well. One of the things I want to do is to improve our woodcutters, because if I'm going to be exporting wood to the kobolds for rep, having capable woodcutters is going to be important. Are both these scouts wounded? Yes. Let's reset them. Alright. So first job that we're going to do is woodcutter tools, and then farmer, and then hunter. Getting hit with rat disease. We've got healers, so I'm not immediately concerned. And the miners over here have mined this all out. Okay, so delete the mine, and you guys become villagers for now, because I really don't have anything better for you to do at the moment. Let's make another sheepfold. So actually, one of you become a builder. And move 2 sheep over to the new fold. Drinks on you. Alright. Cheers, Crimson. Happy weekend to you. So we've got 2 merchants up here, and we're upgrading our merchants. That's in the queue. We'll do another feast. We've got 4 of our 5 sheep folded. Big things now would be to finally upgrade our town hall and then make our woodcutters more efficient and upgrade the woodcutter shack for more wood. So the woodcutter tool has been improved just now. And that's going to help with upgrading our town hall. So now the economic engine is going to start to roar. In other words. I'm also going to get axe throwers. There's nowhere I want to put the axe thrower camp, though. I'm going to hold off on that. Lore again. Let's go with coinage. Trade routes produce more crowns. That's going to help pay for the trade routes. We haven't really caught up to the Raven Clan yet. We're going to need to generate more coin for that. But Town Hall is now upgraded, and that will allow us to start to upgrade other buildings like the Woodcutting Lodge once I have a little bit more wood. Rat disease! And our happiness, like, tanked as a result of the diseases. I mean, just is what it is. Our farmer tools have been improved. Nice. What is in the improved queue? Hunters, then merchants. And I'll do healers and sailors. Oh boy. From plague to winter. It's gonna be a little rough. I know you're unhappy. I know. Just rough. And fighting in the winter, yeah, I'm gonna pull back. This draugr looks like it's about to attack me. I'm gonna move my hero over there. I'm going to stop raiding because one of my raiders is wounded from the plague, and I want them to heal because they are at reduced efficiency until they do. Alright, woodcutter hut is upgraded, and now we should have positive wood income. I could build another one to help out with the amount of wood that we're needing, but this should help out a lot once the winter's over, because we're at reduced income due to the winter, so it will only go up from here. Alright, these two villagers are healed, so I'll have them go raiding. And now we only have one idle villager. Another thing that would be good to get soonish is a brewery in order to deal with the mood modifiers that we have. And once the winter's over, I'll try to clear another zone. I'd like to clear this zone because it has stone for upgrades. And it also gets me closer to the Valkyries. I could also have a bit of a military. There was a yeah, we'll see. There we go. We're in not negative happiness. That's good. Sweet. Winter survived. We'll start to build the food silos that pairs well with the farm and the hunting. And as our wood goes up, I'll be able to start rolling out better buildings as well. There's one silo. Merchant tools have been improved, so we're starting to get some real gold in. It's got another food silo. So I'm trying to secure food and gold and wood. I probably am going to need another wood cutting camp at some point. What I could do is I could develop this zone here and build another woodcutter up there, because there's a lot of trees up there, even though it doesn't have that passive bonus, just to be able to afford to sell more wood to the kobolds. I think it's probably wise. All right, speaking of which, let's get medicine paired with Freya's blessing for less of a economic hit during the winter. All right, looking good. We're getting to the point where we're going to want to start ramping up our trade. And for that, we need more, like, zones. So I'm trying to liberate the zones so I can expand. And then to add more trade. And probably a brewery to deal with the low pop. The low happiness, rather. Yep, that draugrs finally coming. Okay, let's colonize here. And help out against the draugr. Why are you idle? Alright, yeah, we got some real wood income now. Brewery. And then after the brewery, a trade post. Oh, resetting the scout. Shouldn't have a hurt scout. So things look good at the moment. They're managed somewhat well. I know that the Raven Clan's ahead of us, but we're about to ramp things up a lot. So I'm not fretting about that all that much. So I'm upgrading the food silos so that we're much better in the net positive of food. So we're now net positive happiness, net positive food, wood, crowns, and as the additional trade post gets built and I staff it with people, we'll get a lot more crowns going so we can do bigger trades. All on the back of Halvard. Thank you for tuning in to Northgard, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vikings.